Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning to doctor and friends. My name is Huda Mitrasi. My metric number is 280936. Our group have decided to study about the revenue and cash receipt cycle of Y&R Multi Enterprise. This business is a sole proprietorship company that was established in 2005, and after 9 years of operation, this business has been changed to a partnership company. This business has been producing a multi-purpose seasoning since 2005 under DU's brands, and the activities going on in this business include manufacturing and sale of products. These are the source documents that have been used by Y&R Multi Enterprise in the revenue and cash receipt cycle. The first one is the invoice that have been prepared by the business after receiving the order from customer. The second one is the receipt that will be given to the customer to state the amount to be paid. Next one is the delivery invoice that will be brought together with the product to the customer, and then the sales account is located in the Negawa system for keying the order received. Next, the receipt account is also located in the Negawa system for keying the customer payment. Then, the inventory ledger for updating the inventory, the general ledger, and the last one is transaction receipt. This transaction receipt was given by the customer to the business as a proof that they have made their payment.
These are the entities and activities that operate in this company. First, customer, and its activity is send their orders. Second, sales department. It have 3 activities in this department, which are process the customer order, send the sales invoice to the production department, and send the sales invoice to accounting department. Third is accounting department, and the activity in this department is update the sales invoice in sales order file located in Niagawan system. Next, production department. It have 5 activities, which are receive the sales invoice, prepare order products, send the product to sales department, send the delivery invoice to sales department, and update the inventory file. And the last one is accounting department. And there are 5 activities. First, receive the sales invoice, bill the customer, update the customer file, record the sales in general ledger, send the receipt to customer. Next is context diagram for the sales order system in Y&R Multi Enterprise. It starts with sales order from customer to the sales order system, then the delivery invoice and receipt from sales order system to the customer. This is the data flow diagram for Y&R Multi Enterprise. From customer, it send the order to the sales department, and then from sales department, it's divided to 2, which are first, send the sales invoice to the accounting department, and second, send the sales invoice to the production department. In the production department, they will update the inventory file, which is stock inventory ledger, and send the delivery notice to the sales department. While in the accounting department, they will update the customer file and general ledger. It also prepare and send the receipt to the customer. Last in sales order system is flowchart. There are 3 departments involved, which are sales department, accounting department, and production department. In sales department, it starts with customer who make an order. the customer order in document symbol go to prepare the sales invoice in the manual operation symbol. The document sales invoice sent to the accounting department and production department. In accounting department, the sales invoice will update in the sales order file, and then the sales invoice 2 be the reference to prepare the receipt. So the receipt in the form of a document sent to the customer. In production department, sales invoice go to prepare the goods in manual operation, and it also will update in the inventory file. After goods have been prepared, it will have delivery invoice document to the terminator A, which is the terminator A in the sales department for the shipping activity.
Now I will present about cash receipt cycle of Y&R multi-enterprise. This is the table of entities and activities for the business cash receipt cycle. The entities are divided only into two, which are customer and accounting department. Firstly, the customer will pay their order through online banking and get the transaction receipt as a proof of their payment. Then they will send their transaction receipt to the accounting department. After that, the accounting department clerk will receive their transaction receipt to update in the receipt account which located in the negara system as well as to record in general ledger. For the context diagram, there are only two entities which are customer and bank. The customer will make their payment to the bank and get the transaction receipt. Then the transaction receipt will be given to the business for further updating the account related to cash receipt. This is the physical data flow diagram for Y&R multi-enterprise cash receipt cycle. The customer will transfer their payment to the bank and get the transaction receipt. Then the transaction receipt will be transferred to the accounting department for preparing the receipt account as well as the general ledger account. Now for the flow chart, the customer will send their transaction receipt to the accounting department. Then the payment will be updated in the cash receipt account which is located in Nagawan system. After that, the clerk will then prepare the general ledger, and at the end will come out with the completed general ledger. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and very good morning to Puan Raudanila and to my fellow friends. My name is Saila Anandan, matrix number 280802. So today, I'm going to present about the strengths of internal control procedure in the transaction cycle that we have chosen, which is revenue cycle. First of all, Y&R multi-enterprise has one of the most important control features that the other companies may lack with that. Generally, employees in almost every organization just do the tasks that are assigned to them, right? They're not even reliant on one another in the product development process. But the employees of Y&R multi-enterprise are very cooperative and interdependent on one another. For example, after packing the chili seasoning powder, which is the Y&R's main product, it will be turned over to the sales department to double-check the packaging method and the ingredient specification before sending it to the grocery store or supermarket. This doesn't mean they're not systematic. They're just being more cautious in the product manufacturing process to earn the profit that they desire. Secondly, Y&R multi-enterprise has also running their business according to the established procedure and policies. For example, Y&R multi-enterprise had obtained the Halal Jakim and Mesti certification from Ministry of Health Malaysia, which is very vital before selling the product to customer. Furthermore, all operation must be completed within the due date and documented in accordance to the internal control procedure that has been stated in companies' rules and regulation. Apart from that, Y&R multi-enterprise has also gathering personal information like the client's full name, phone number, email addresses, and even for the identity card number to check the client's record for possible criminal offences. And most importantly, the company will send verification code or messages to the customer once they make their order through an online service platform. This will improve the customer's ability to buy things in bulk and their faith in the company. Thirdly, Y&R multi-enterprise is also keep tracks of all transactions with good and proper paperwork. For For example, all sales paperwork will be entered manually and automatically into the merchant system that they have chosen, which is Niagawan, together with some supporting documents like invoice, sales order receipt, and some other related documents as well. Apart from that, personal transaction like withdrawals for personal purposes will be kept separately from the business transaction so that the personal transaction and business transaction will be not mixed up. And then, Y&R Multi-Enterprise has remarked on all soft copy and hard copy documents once they have audited and practiced to keep all the records following the month to expedite the audit matters and to have a good and organized business strategy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shahada binti Azizain. My matric number 280815. Today I'm going to present about the weakness in transaction cycle and risk exposure. As we all know, there is three weaknesses in revenue cycle in our company. The first one is no segregation duty. The second one is lack of access control, and the third one is fail to reconcile the product received. The first one, Y&R Multi-Enterprise has no segregation of duty. They have the same person in charge of calculating the inventory and the same person managing the inventory, which lead to the failure to distinguish between asset custody and record-keeping responsibility. Y&R Multi-Enterprise has staff supervisor who control the inventory custody. With those ability, it allows them to pick product from the store and update the inventory ledger using store automated system. As a result, the store supervisor may have stolen merchandise from the storage and conceal it by manipulating the inventory record. Secondly, Y&R Multi-Enterprise lack of access control. Unauthorized and illegal access to the firm asset is prevented and detected via access control. As we all know, Y&R Multi-Enterprise make their own product at home, so there is no security such as alarm, guards, and fences. As a result of absence of protection, the accounting files are easily accessible to any of the company personnel. Thus, there is a potential that the employee will tamper the company physical asset, causing financial statement to be materially skewed. For example, an employee having access to the physical good and inventory record may steal the product and try to conceal the theft by altering the records, or a person with access to both company bank account and accounting record could transfer cash from the bank and conceal the crime by manipulating the cash and the bank account. Finally, the shipping assistant of Y&R Multi-Enterprise failed to reconcile the product received from the storage with the delivery invoice or shipping notification obtained from the sales representative previously, which is the next possible vulnerability in the revenue cycle of Y&R Multi-Enterprise. Without this crucial step, the organization risks sending the wrong product and quantity to the client, resulting in the strained relationship. There are three risk exposure in the transaction cycle. The first one is exposed to the fraud, and the second one is embezzlement of inventory, and the last one is the risk of shipping incorrect merchandise. First, because the cash receipt clerk performed the cash transaction job and record the transaction, they may have been exposed to the risk of misuse of cash receipt. When a single person is responsible for both asset ownership and record keeping, there is a risk of fraud. To mask the unauthorized removal of cash by transferring the small amount of money in the bank account, the clerk could make the fake entry in the cash account. Secondly, Y&R Multi-Enterprise may have been exposed to the embezzlement of inventory. Because of the absence of protection such as fences and guard, employees of Multi-Enterprise have easy access to the accounting data that could result in company loss. Employee must steal inventory from the warehouse and sell it for cash. Furthermore, the store supervisor may work jointly with other employees to commit fraud by using the company merchandise for personal reasons and then altering the inventory record to hide the theft. Thus, this will affect the financial statement. Lastly, Y&R Multi-Enterprise must be exposed to the risk of shipping incorrect merchandise or quantity to the customer. This will affect the company relationship with the customer, resulting in the loss of future sales, and accounting issue may have been arise as a result of shipping consumer the incorrect quantity or item. The product required from the storage are not matched by the Y&R multi-enterprise shipping assistant with the delivery invoice that obtained from the sales representative previously. Even though human error may be occur sometime during the picking up things, Y&R multi-enterprise is at the risk of delivering incorrect item or quantity to the client. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to doctors and my fellow friends. My name is Nurina Executive Muhammad Rizwan, matric number 280850. Today, I would like to discuss about appropriate internal control procedure. The first is solid segregation of duties. It's a key in every internal control procedure which aims to reduce the likelihood of fraud and mistakes. Based on the information and interview that we have done with the business owner, they hire a same person in calculating and managing case. So, Y&R multi-enterprise should divide and separate responsibilities between those who perform an accounting transaction and handle an asset. Such separation could decrease undiscovered error. Second is instill high security. Since the business is conducted at home, it is suitable for them to install a high security alarm system to detect any intrusion around the business area. But the most crucial thing is their accounting software that easily exposed to the workers and could lead to the concealment of theft. So, the business owner must limit their user access for only section that is required by the workers. Next, increase supervisory side incapacity control. The owner assign managers to observe and inquiry workers that perform well in jobs given. The manager could conduct several activities such as questioning the staff, assist, identify and resolve area of concern from administrative control in the business. If any fraud happened or miscalculated in a business transaction, the company can trace the evidence easily and encounter the weaknesses. Lastly is reconcile every product. For Y&R multi-enterprise, every product must receive delivery invoice and shipping notification. To ensure the completeness of receipt, workers must reconcile on a monthly or daily basis to a cash system. If the organization fails to do so, the wrong product will be sent to the customer and affect the whole business transaction. The deposit transaction also must be documented and kept for a future use. As a conclusion, from Y&R multi-enterprise, we have conducted few analysis to learn more about their revenue cycle. Based on all the information that we get, there are some weaknesses in the cycle and improvement has begun to avoid the problems. That's all from us. Thank you very much.